These stories are going to start out a little different. One will start out with theories about the Randonautica app. As you probably know, there are lots of theories surrounding the app. I just want to list some for discussion. Feel free to add other theories in the comments or discuss the ones mentioned in this post. Here are the theories I have heard or came up with myself. 1. The app truly sends you to random locations. This is why so many people say that the app sends them to some sort of private property, be it someone's house, offices, etc. Because the app can't tell where you're allowed to go. The intent is meant for you to focus on something, so you're more likely to see or notice that thing when you go to your location. 2. The app tracks the people who use it and sends it to others' locations. This would also explain all the private properties. Maybe people live and work there. It would also explain all the weird findings or followers. Some people might have realized this and they leave stuff on purpose and or wait for the victim at the location to see their reaction or follow them. 3. This app is set up by a group of people. Here are the possibilities. The government police, either from one country or from another. This would be to see how easy it would be to control civilians or to see what they would do in different situations. Or people from the dark web, criminals, traffickers, etc. This would be for them to commit a crime and to try to blame someone else, or just to shock them. It could also be for the randonauts, the victims, to be kidnapped or trafficked, or casting for a TV show. I know it went from something very dark to something very simple, but it would be a possibility if you go to Presley's Media's website. The link is down below, and you'll probably see why. Number 1, all the weird stuff happens due to something paranormal or spiritual. When you set your intent, dark spirits make it happen for you, so you believe in the app and indirectly in the bad spirits. And this will also be backed up by the 6th point made by the app's official website under the sections, Why do people randonaut? These are all the theories I know as mentioned in the beginning. Here's something that I think is worth looking into. A lot of people heard about this app through the news of some teens finding human remains in a suitcase. This is the last video posted by Presley's Media on Facebook. The links are down below. It's definitely strange. Personally, I'm more inclined towards the first 2 theories due to the fact that I used the apps a few times and nothing strange happened. I don't, however, exclude the others mentioned. I went down the Randonauting rabbit hole this month. After I encountered this sub on Reddit, I was fascinated after reading dozens of the top posts, so I downloaded the app and tested it with an open mind. My first intention was all that I need right now, basically something that would make me feel content, happy, at peace, etc. The app pointed me directly to an outwardly innocuous. The app pointed me directly to a very specific void location that holds personal significance for me. I have never spoken or written about that location to anyone, anywhere, so there's no way the app would have spied on me. However, there is always a chance that it was a coincidence. It was the first time I ever used it, so I suppose it may have only happened to point me to that particular location. The second time was early this morning. I had already set several intentions with the Randonautica app and saved them to Google Maps. I woke up at 4 a.m. and couldn't sleep, so I took my dogs out for our morning outing to one of the saved locations. a second void. The intention for this location was bones. This is not a negative association for me, as I used to have a bone collection and would love to collect more. Yes, I'm a weirdo. Also, the way I discovered a part that I never noticed before, which was neat. My route led me out of town, down the side of the highway, and onto a particular semi-rural street. This street was odd because virtually every home on it was for sale and at least 75% were vacant. This isn't exactly shocking, as my town is on a extreme economical recession and is about 50% vacant. It's a little strange though. Usually the vacant for sale homes are scattered here, and they're rather than confined to a single street. One of them was downright gorgeous too. Those houses aren't typically vacant around here, even with the bad economy. Even if they are, they sell quickly. In my imagination, this street is haunted. Anyway, the app led me to a field on private property, so I had to stop. But here's the kicker. When I had gotten as far as I could, I saw and heard a lot of crows and smelled something dead and rotting beyond the field, in the trees. So not clean bones, but most likely bones nonetheless. This probably isn't as sinister as it sounds. I have lived with both close to and right inside the woods my entire life, and occasionally coyotes kill a deer and don't eat all of it. Wolves kill a moose or something dies of unnatural causes, and it starts to stink and the birds gather around it. Either way, I had a lot of fun, and so far these experiences, especially the most recent one, have been suspiciously specific. I only ever think my intentions in my mind, so there's no way the app cares where I want to go. I haven't visited this location yet, but I have experimented 3 different times with settings and intention for something strange, mysterious, inexplicable, hidden, etc. And each time I was consistently pointed in nearly the exact same spot in the woods near the river. When I set a different intention in between attempts, it pinpointed to entirely different locations. So I know it's not a glitch. There should be no way that this app knows what I'm thinking. I'm beginning to believe that this quantum field stuff works. I will be visiting more saved locations over the next week, and I'll see if they yield anything interesting.